and welcome to Charts and Hearts. I'm Sarah, and she's Lindsay.
And together we're working our way through an epic list of rom-coms in order to find and categorize tropes in the hopes of creating the nerdiest spreadsheet podcasts I've ever seen.
And welcome to August, aka Whoopi Goldberg month. Yeah. So we're doing Ghost, and it's going to be a good time.
Yeah. This movie is really good.
It is really good. It's really not a rom-com.
No,
but
it's definitely
not. It has romantic plot lines and funny plot lines.
Yes, I agree.
So yeah, it's like romantic and a comedy, but it's not a rom-com.
Rom-com. Yeah, it's such a strange thing because, like, I sent you this when we were watching because I haven't watched it in like 30 years. I don't know.
Yeah, couldn't tell you.
But this movie wants to be creepy and serious and spooky, maybe, like this whole thing, and it will be remembered for infinitum for a 4-second long pottery scene.
Yeah.
Like, that scene is like so short.
So short. It's barely anything. I mean, it is really important, but like, I feel like I thought it came back later on.
I did too.
Like, I feel like her doing
she's
pottery,
doing it, and he's he's doing it while he's a ghost.
Hugs her. But
no.
No.
But also, like, I thought her and Whoopi kissed. So, like, when he was inside Whoopi.
Yeah. When he's, like, takes
I knew that they kissed later when he was, like, going to the good place. Yeah. But, yeah, like, I have these really strong memories of both of those two things happening. So I'm like, did this... Because this was on Crave, so it's not edited. It's not a weird...
Yeah, no, it's like...
It's weird.
Yeah.
And there wasn't anything
in the weird memory of it.
Yeah,
no,
but
I don't think either of those happened.
The pottery scene with him as a ghost, I feel like that's the whole point of...
Right? The pottery scene at the beginning?
Pottery scene, yeah, I think that's the whole point of the scene, and also just, like, the meme that's been happening for 30 years.
Yes.
So,
yeah, it's so weird.
I don't know. It's very strange.
I don't know. But yeah, so they wanted to be creepy and spooky, but then they also hired Whoopi Goldberg, who has, like, amazing, like, physicality. Not even physical comedy, but just, like, this specific campy physicalness.
Yeah,
of this
and I think
movie.
it's that and just, like, the energy that she has in her body all the time. Like, she's just so amazing. Just, like, doing everything that she does. Yeah.
And so compelling to watch. Like, I love watching her do anything.
That's why she's got an EGOT, which is partially for this movie.
And that's why we're doing Whoopi Goldberg month.
Yeah.
She's the best. I love her a lot. Yeah, and, like, obviously in 1990, I was a huge Whoopi Goldberg fan because I was a huge Star Trek fan. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just was, like, so in love with her. And still am, because she's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's amazing in this.
Okay. Further observations.
Okay. Well, actually, one I forgot to write down, because I thought I had it in Pi, but I don't, is Tony Goldwyn is a dreamboat, even though he's evil.
My God.
And also, like, how did he be in Ghost and then be in absolutely nothing until Scandal? I needed to look up his IMDb.
So he
That's
did
so
lots
weird,
of things.
right?
He's also the, like, OG Nepo baby.
Oh, who's this? What? I didn't know that.
His grandfather is the G in MGM.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
fair.
Yeah. Yeah. And his other grandfather is also, like, was a famous Hollywood producer. Both of his parents are, like, various things. So, like, he didn't need to work. No. He also, like, he has gone to film school and stuff. So maybe after this he did film school. I don't know. He's, like, 60, so I don't know.
I just, like, I think I thought he was that old in Scandal. I didn't watch Scandal, but, like, to me, I would have said he was, like, 40. In this, he's young, but, like,
in this, he's super young. But I don't know how old he is, actually. Doesn't say on IMDb anyways. But yeah, he's at least in his 50s now.
So random.
And he's super good. He's really good in this. He's really
and also
good
cut
in... Yeah. He's in the current season, or the season that just happened, of Hacks. And he's amazing. Oh my God. I love that show. I'm, like, actually obsessed with that show.
Cool. I'm working on things. I've started watching 2 new shows this week, guys.
Amazing.
Because Bridgerton's not coming back for 2 years, and we have to do something.
Yeah. There was something... Oh, he's Neil Armstrong in From the Earth to the Moon. That's what I knew him from.
Okay. And I think...
Before Scandal.
I didn't look up. I think he said in a trivia clip because everybody hated him for so long in this movie because of this movie. But then he did the voice of Tarzan.
Yeah, he's the voice of Tarzan, and he's in lots of like various like action movies as like military man or like sense. Generic political aid,
generic lawyer man for John Grisham shenanigans or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, he's delightful and plays a really good bad guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's so creepy. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And like a good enough bad guy that I was pretty sure that he was a bad guy from the beginning, from like my vague recollection of watching the movie, but like not 100% convinced. Like he doesn't telegraph. Like it's subtle at the beginning, and then he goes completely crazy. Yeah, we do get generic ghost rules of like the floors doesn't go through the floors, doesn't go through stairs, or can sit on furniture, but like can't touch a penny.
Yeah, so this is it was really weird to watch this right now because the day before I finished watching The Good Place binge. I had a binge. Right. And so that was really weird because there's a lot of Good Place, Bad Place stuff in this. But I've also, in this summer, watched Ghosts.
Oh,
Ghosts. Yeah. And they talk about the chairs rule.
Ghost rules.
Ghost rules. And so it's basically like, amazing. It's funny that is, and then there's also, this is maybe a slight spoiler for Ghosts, but they have this amazing thing where they call like getting to go to the good place getting sucked off, and if you go to the bad place they're like, oh, we can't believe he went down on us, and because the ghosts don't get it, and it's amazing, right? And, you should watch Ghosts. But
it's on the
I was
list.
Watching this and I'm like, it's such a serious and like really good movie, and then would laugh because I was thinking about how Patrick Swayze was getting sucked off. Oh my gosh. Amazing. Anyway, it was a weird combination of Good Place, Ghosts, Ghost, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening right now. Also, every time Patrick Swayze walks, I think about Johnny Castle because he's fucking dreamy.
So dreamy.
And
he's so every time charming in this movie.
Jumps into like the train and stuff too. He's doing a full-on dancer jump, which he doesn't have to do. He just can't not.
That's just how his body works. The one thing I will say is like, it's weird to watch Patrick Swayze be like a fancy banker. I'm like,
yeah, that was really weird. Yeah.
Like plot-wise for the movie, yes, but like, because he's like everything else I've seen him in, he's so physical, and then when he's like being a banker, he's so like sitting at a desk. It's just weird. Yeah, whereas weird. Like the rest, once he's a ghost, it totally makes sense that it's Patrick Swayze in this movie because he does so much physical work in this movie. And it's amazing.
But I'm like, shouldn't you be like catching bank robbers on surfboards or the other way around? I can never remember because I've never seen Point Break, but it's one of those two things. Yes. He either is robbing banks or he's catching bank robbers, but they're on a surfboard.
Yes, maybe both. I'm not too sure. And then we haven't even talked about Demi Moore.
No, it's such a weird thing because I don't have a relationship with Demi Moore. Like, it was because I just didn't watch. She wasn't in movies I watched as a teenager.
Correct. Yeah. I'm like, other than this and not really much else that I've watched. Like, I guess Charlie's Angels, but...
Yeah, that's all I can think of. But, like, I know she was in the Brat Pack, but I don't know... I
didn't watch any of those things.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I watched Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
So, so it's weird.
To me, she was always, other than this, she was just famous for being famous.
Mm-hmm. And Bruce Willis's wife.
Yeah. And, like, dating Ashton Kutcher. Mm-hmm. But, like, did they get married? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But, like, other than this, there's not really many acting performances that I've seen her in.
Yeah. And so it's interesting to watch her again as an adult. And, like, her crying abilities are out of this world.
Well, and, like, if you had a less good actor playing that role, this movie would be unwatchable. Mm-hmm. Like,
definitely.
It relies on you feeling how she feels and believing her grief and her pain and confusion. Like, yeah, she's really good.
Yeah, because she's so emotional, but she's not hysterical.
Exactly.
Which is, I think, also a point of it being 1990 and not being 2007 or something, right? Like, she is very mature for being blank age and having no background and no friends and no, aside from Tony Goldwyn, who's not really technically her friend. Yeah. She's got, if she was a little bit quirkier, she would be a manic pixie because she's got nothing going for her. She does pottery
she's like a very talented, very like seems like a pretty high-end artist, like because she's making like huge pottery pieces and stuff,
really big
but, like,
things. But yeah, but that's it.
But yeah, like so in terms of the storyline of this movie, all she is the
widow.
like widow, or not widow because they're not married, but yeah. But yeah, she's so good.
Yeah, the only thing I have for her to say is don't throw glass down your stairs. First of all, those stairs are terrifying because there's no railings.
Oh yeah.
And also you have a cat and you just threw glass all over your giant loft apartment. So now your cat is dead? Like, what are you doing? Do you want your cat to die as well as your boyfriend? They can hang out together and as ghosts? Right, it really bothered me. I'm like, how are you going to clean that up? As the person who's responsible for every single spill that happens in my house, what are you going to do about that?
Yeah, and also, like, do you have stairs so you can walk?
Yeah, walk. Like, how are you going to get to your brooms?
Yeah, I know. I think about that a lot. So I have extra shoes that live under my bed in case of an earthquake.
Yeah.
Anyways, so there's a whole plot line of like signature cards at the bank and blah blah blah, and obviously I had a bank account in the late 80s, early 90s as a child, and remember signature cards, and it was a whole thing. I didn't think it was the same level of security when you're talking about bank accounts with $4 million.
Yeah, right? Like,
thought there'd be some security.
Yeah. And it's just like, I wrote this down even before that, because this whole thing with Tony Goldwyn getting his fancy codes, I was like, why weren't his codes changed after he died? Like,
yeah, there's that.
Like, why didn't that happen? And then all of these codes, and also like, these codes are so important, but they're only, of course, because it's 1990, they're only in his like little address books. I'm like, why aren't they changed more often? Like,
yeah, they should be changed all the time. The president
codes.
And there's no way that the guy would have told his code to somebody, like, no matter how busy or distracted. Like, that's like thing number one.
Mm-hmm. And also, like, what was the point of that when he's like, here's my code? I thought he was just gonna like have written it down and then have kept it, like, and then and then that's the story. I don't. Yeah,
it was weird.
But anyway, I also, like, I don't know enough about banking in general. I don't know anything about banking in 1990, but I'm just like, this seems weird that Whoopi can just go in here and be like, yep, that's me.
Yep, I'm
$4 million.
Yeah, it was interesting. And, I mean, the whole, like, cashier's check thing, too. I mean, I know that that's how cashier's checks work. Like, they are, like, cash, because when I bought my first car, that's how I bought my first car. And it was super stressful to be carrying around
a
piece of paper that was worth a car. So crazy. And then there's a good nun glance, although this would have been before.
This was before that's why it's extra funny. She's like so mad at the nuns, and the nuns are there, and I'm just like, hee hee hee.
Whoopi gets such good outfits in this.
Oh yeah,
as always, and just gets to be her like ridiculous self. It's so great, and
she does it so well.
Definitely vibes of Dolores.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, just like when your like voice squeaks a little bit of just like when
and just the hustle. The hustle that this character has. Like in this, she's definitely, at the beginning at least, like definitely a con artist of some skill, but it's still just like that hustle and that like drive to do whatever she needs to do. Yeah, so good. And like we talked about it with Patrick Swayze, but just the physicality and also the physical comedy in this is so good. Were you terrified by the ghost guy in the train as a small child?
Yes, of course I was. He's terrifying. I just realized in the trivia that he's 6'5", and that's definitely part of the reason. Because, like, how tall is Patrick Swayze? But, yeah, he was so scary, especially in the first time. I feel like he was in he looks so much like Christopher Lloyd in Addams Family that it's...
He's in Tomorrow Never Dies, the Bond movie.
Yeah.
That's why I know him. Yeah. But yeah, he's been in lots of other things.
Yeah. And then the other guy, the actual bad guy, whatever.
Yeah, the Puerto Rican guy?
Willie Lopez. It's weird. The first thing I wrote down is like, he just killed Patrick Swayze and then he pays to get on the subway. Which
I know.
Seems so weird.
But it's true. Like, that's how people get caught like doing things.
For sure. Yeah.
The subway guy was Jenny's uncle from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh yeah, that's where I know him from.
Yeah.
Oh, Uncle something Romanian. Yep.
Uncle Enyos.
Yeah. Oh, he died.
Yep.
Poor Uncle Enyos. Coming to stop and jealous. Yep. Or keep and jealous. It was so confusing, that curse. Anyway. Not
what we're talking about. Okay. Any other notes and observations?
No, I don't think so. It's mainly just that this movie is really good.
This movie's so good.
Like, I don't know why I'm surprised. Like, people have been talking about it for 35 years, but I'm just like, wow.
Like,
who knew?
Won Oscars and is referenced all over the place. Okay, let's talk about tropes.
Okay.
So, trying to do, like, rom-com-y tropes, even when they're not rom-com.
So the first one is a little one, but it's very 90s, even though this is 1990. It is the nagging, in quotes, because it's only the scene, girlfriend telling her boyfriend he has to get rid of the ugly chair because it doesn't go in their new apartment. And I'm just like, like, why is that there? Why? Yeah. Does it just be like, oh man, they nag each other so much? Like, it's just
she's an artist and has style, and he's a dude bro with an ugly chair. Like, it's there because, like, it had to be there. Like, it was like, that's just how people assumed that people talk like, to each other.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like, weird. Also, you can have comfy chairs that aren't ugly. Or you can also have mismatched furniture. Yeah.
Or, like, throw a blanket over it.
Yeah. Or, like, stick it in the corner when you have people over. We've got the best friend is secretly a dick, and I don't know if he actually wants to get with the girl, but he tries to get with her girl, but I think it's more to try to cover up or find out how and what she knows about his crimes.
I think so. It's hard to, because there's nothing, he's so good at hiding his secret identity in the beginning. It's hard to tell of, like, is he secretly in love with her, or is he just trying to, like, make this play for the millions
I'm pretty sure it's just the play.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it was also like, well, I mean, if she'll have sex with me, I'll have sex with her.
Yeah, like, probably, yeah. And also, everybody look at how good I look when I take my shirt off.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also so terrible. We've got opposites attract, except it's not the romantic couple. It's Patrick Swayze and Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah. I love it. So great. And then Fish Out of Water, Whoopi and Fancy Banks and all this stuff. Just her reaction to the $4 million is just her initial reaction is incredible.
Amazing.
It's amazing. I love it so much.
And we've got an epic soundtrack song that is everywhere in the movie. Obviously, it's in the pottery, like, romantic scene, and then it's throughout the movie, and it's in the theme. Yeah. Which I feel like Unchained Melody, obviously.
That was in Dirty Dancing too. There's definitely other movies where they have the big famous song, and then it is picked up in the theme.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, this one was especially weird, or not especially weird, because I think Dirty Dancing was, if it is in that, it's the same, but it's like, it's not a song that was written for the movie. Like, it's a song that's been around forever, and then they wanted it in the movie, and then they added it to the theme, which is weird, but I guess the choice. Yeah.
That's what it's known for now.
Indeed. Lindsay, does this movie pass the Bechdel test?
I don't know. It's one of those ones where it's hard to say, because like, there's technical passes, because, like, Whoopi has sisters and they talk about their job.
And Whoopi and Demi Moore, like, try to solve crimes.
They do try to solve crimes. It just happens to be about a man. And that's like, that's where I'm like, oh, this gets iffy. But again, as we've always said, it's an iffy rule. So
exactly.
It's one of those things of, like, they solve crimes, and they're like, I would like to think they're friends later. And then they also do some very sexy, like, petting, hugging, almost kissing together. Yeah. But you just don't see it. Yeah. Because it's when Patrick's inside of her.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and then they put Patrick Swayze in it so that we don't have to, like,
so people
see women doing that, and also, like, so you get the emotional beat.
Because it's definitely for the emotional beat, because half of it I was just thinking of, like, Whoopi is not that tall. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's such a weird thing.
She's quite tiny. Okay, yeah. So let's make a pie.
Okay.
us swooning over Patrick Swayze.
Like,
it's pretty extreme. He's very good.
70? Like, it seems like a lot, but I don't think so. That's basically what I did. Is that
maybe
too much?
65?
65, yeah.
65, yeah. Okay, the word ditto is very important in this movie, and you hate him, and then it's like, oh, but it also makes sense.
Yeah.
20?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Which leaves us with 15. Perfect for Unchained Melody, which we just said is there the whole time, and it gets you. It's right in the feels.
Good. Right in the feels, indeed. Normally this is where we ask what's next for them, but one of them's dead, so...
Yeah, he got sucked off.
Yep. But yeah, I do hope that, like, Demi Moore and Whoopi Goldberg's characters, like, at least keep in touch, because they're kind of the only two people that they can, like, talk to each other about
what happened.
What
and,
happened
like,
with,
believe
like,
it. Yeah.
believing in ghosts and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, and then, Lindsay, what's next for us in this month of Whoopi Goldberg?
Oh, Karina, which I haven't seen since I was 8 or something. Oh my God. So that'll be interesting.
Definitely seen it since then, but not for a very long time. I do remember loving the movie, though.
Yeah,
so I hope
definitely, there was
up.
like a summer or something where we watched it a lot. So we'll see. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Indeed.
But
Yep. It's going to be fine, friends. Okay, well, that brings us to the end of our episode. You can always leave us a rating or a review wherever you get your podcasts, or you can find us on social media. We're at Charts and Hearts Podcast, or at Charts and Hearts on Twitter.
You can head to our website, chartsandhearts.com, where you can submit suggestions for rom-coms and tropes for us to add to the list, and you can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/chartsandheartsclub. This month, the reason for the season is Sister Act 2, because it's not a rom-com, but it is the best movie of all time. So, yeah, that's what's happening. We make the rules, and you'll enjoy it.
Amazing. We would love to know your thoughts on this movie. In the meantime, why don't you go haunt a house? Rattle some chains or something.